Hey, how's it going guys, and welcome back to another video. We are back here in the exotics realm, and now in today's video we're going to be doing something to do with snails. I'm pretty sure the last video was to do with snails. No, the last video was a care video, I think. I can't remember. I just know we have done a snail video, and it was either the last video or the video before. One or the other, can't exactly remember. But anyways, we've just had these come in on a little delivery of ours. Now these, obviously, as most of you know anyway, we have Achatina fullica, which are your giant African land snails, and we have Achatina, which are your tiger snails. But the African land snails, we've got a jade, an albino and a normal, as well as a ton of little babies. And the tiger snails, we have tigers and then a white tiger. But here we just have normal pink lipped land snails. Here they are there. We got 3 of them. They are around about 2 centimetre in length mark. So at the moment I'll be just setting up pretty much a basic rub for them, and then once, obviously they're that big now, once they get about that big, so about the size of what the tiger snails were in my tiger snail video. If you haven't seen that video already, I suggest going back onto my channel and having a look through. I'll probably put a link down in the description of it, where we set up 45 by 45 by 30 tall Exoterra for my tiger snails. I suggest you go look at that video. I quite like that video. I love the snails. But yeah, obviously definitely go have a look at that video, and then you'll sort of know what I'm on about, because once these snails get to the size what the tiger snails were, they'll be going in the sized enclosure and the exact enclosure the tiger snails are in. Now they won't be going in the same enclosure as the tiger snails, obviously. They'll be in a separate one. Keep all the snails separate, that way, you know, if there was any not inbreeding, but they're crossbreeding to happen, it wouldn't happen to be in the same enclosure, if you know what I mean. But yeah, these will just be being set up in pretty much a basic rub. Oh, this little guy's out. Let's see if I can get him out and keep him out. Oh, he's went in. Are you going to come back out? Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah, he's slowly coming out. There he is there. If it's going to focus. Maybe not. Is it focusing? I can't tell. But yeah. These are the little baby pink lipped snails anyway. So anyways, let's get straight into the video. We'll be setting up the rub for these guys. Let's get into it. This is the rub we're going to be putting them in. It is just a 9 litre rub. We've got some recycled soil here. It's pretty much just a topsoil, coconut fibre, rotten leaves, moss, bits of wood chippings, stuff like that. It's really dry at the moment because it's just been sitting in a bag for a few months. But substrate. I prefer to recycle substrates as long as they are pretty much clean and they're not sort of just filled with feces and stuff like that. I think it's a good idea to recycle the substrate. That way it's cheaper, obviously a little bit better on the environment as well, because you're recycling substrates, you're not going out and buying new bags and sort of contributing towards forests being sort of destroyed and stuff like that. So I think it's always good to recycle bits of wood, paper, and pretty much whatever I get that is to do with my animals. If I can, I try and recycle it the best way I can. And I've just always done that, prefer to do that. Makes me feel better, and as well as quite a few people. I know some people who watch my videos are animal activists, want to protect the planet and the globe and stuff like that, so wherever I go, I like to just sort of do my bit and recycle, whether it's just substrates and bits of wood and moss, or you know, stuff like that, or even just planting things in the garden. Just like to feel like I'm doing my part for the planet. But anyways, obviously with this being dry, we're going to give it a really good soaking. And when I say really good, I mean really good soaking. Just to sort of help with all the dryness. It's going to look like water's just sitting on the top, but it will all get absorbed into the soil, because that soil is bone dry to the point it's quite dusty. Obviously it's not dusty when it's damp, or slightly damp, or wet even, but with it being super dry, it is quite dusty. Let's just see what I say. Yeah, see what I mean? It just sits on the top, it hasn't really been absorbed yet, so although it looks like it's sitting on the top, but underneath's still really dry, as you can see there. So we're just going to give it a really good soaking. And then the soil will slowly but surely absorb all of this water. There we are there. As you can see, still quite dry on the bottom there. So sort of give it a sort of twist around, sort of make sure it all, everywhere gets a little bit of water on it, sort of help it absorb that just that little bit quicker. Just don't really want puddles and puddles of water sitting around, if you know what I mean. Yeah, if you're wondering what that sound is, I've just got a pressurized spray bottle, so in order for it to spray, I've sort of got to pump the top. Running out of water in the spray bottle, so we'll just use the last of it. Make sure it all gets relatively wet. Obviously it's still quite dry in there, but the water's pooling up in the bottom now, so we'll just leave that like that and it will gradually soak all that up. So now what I'm going to be doing is adding in a couple Springtails. Now to get these Springtails in, I will get some out of my African train millipede enclosure because it is absolutely riddled with Springtails. Yeah. You can see a lot of Springtails, hundreds of them. Yeah, there's more on that bit there. Just get them in. Absolutely love Springtails. A good clean-up crew. Whatever the snails don't eat, they'll eat. It'll help sort of clean away the feces of them as well. So all good stuff. Yeah, I've got some on this piece of cuttlefish or cuttlebone. Put some in there. We'll just slightly move the slowly rotten carrot out the way and get a handful of this. This has quite a few Springtails in. Yeah, absolutely hundreds of Springtails. Still got quite a few in there, so quite like that because I rarely disturb my African train millipede enclosure. The African trains never get disturbed whatsoever. I have had breeding activity from the African trains, but nothing's really come of it. Not too bothered if I don't get baby African trains. If it happens, that would be absolutely amazing, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not bothered. I love keeping them. But because I rarely disturb them, the Springtails seem to be populating it more than my other enclosures. So we'll just put this little bit of veg in there that's in with them. What we'll do as well is add in the moss and substrate that they're currently in the tub as well. Now it just saves it going in the bin. Obviously you can use it. Oh, they've got a little bit of cuttlebone in there as well. Shut this over here. This seems to be just cocoa fibre, so give it a little mix in. I'll just move these beauties out the way. Mix it in with that substrate. And as you can see, that substrate's quite dry. I think we'll give them another sort of mist over, if you know what I mean. Just to sort of make sure. I mean, it's dry, but it is really wet in other places. We'll just give it a little bit of a mist over. Sort of mix it in. I'll just move that veg out the way for now, as well as this little piece of cuttlebone. So we'll give it a really good mix. Yeah, it's not that dry now, so that's good. Kinda didn't feel like getting my hands dirty, but it's got all this evenly moist now, so kinda glad I did. A little dry bit over there as well. Obviously these will be getting this sprayed 2 to 3 times a day, and then I'll probably limit it to once a day once there's enough water, moisture, stuff like that in here. Any Springtails on my hands, I don't know, so I'll just give it a flick like that. So my hands are wiped down. I'll add in the veg, the cuttlebone that they already have. Yeah. Now what we'll do is, over here I've got a bag of cuttlebone / cuttlefish. I should have some cork bark over here as well. Provide them a place to hide. Like I say, we're just giving them pretty much the bare minimum while they're in a rub. Obviously when they're in an enclosure we'll go all out, we'll decorate the enclosure, make it look absolutely amazing and stuff like that. But in a rub, bare minimum. I'll see if I've got another bit of cork bark that's sort of smallish size. We've got this, so what I'll do is I'll break the chunk off, put that there, break another chunk, put that there, and then that'll pretty much do for these snails. So now we add these beauties in. Just look at them, they are absolutely stunning. It's time to put the first one in. Oh, it's gonna focus. Focus. Are you going to focus? Oh, there. I think that's focusing. No, it's went out of focus. There. Absolutely stunning snails these are. I love the patterning on the shells as well. It's almost like a tiger snail and a land snail had a baby, and the baby just developed pink lips. There we are there. Absolutely gorgeous. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill the spray bottle up, add a little bit moss in for them, because I just love my moss, and then I'll be right back. Right guys, so I'm back. Just add a little bit of this moss in. This moss is like in between dry and damp, because I've just had the bag open and sitting there. So it's kind of died a little bit, but it's maintained its colour. No, most of its colour anyway. It's still got like the purplish colour to it, and a little bit of green. But we might be able to revive it. We never know. So we'll just give that moss a good old soaking. Tighten that up so it's like mister. A few more pumps. We'll move this bit of cork over here, put it in this corner. Keep this one here and that one there. That way they've got a place to hide pretty much everywhere. And then I know snails like to burrow in moss and soil. What I've noticed with my tiger snails and the land snails, they prefer burrowing in moss over the soil. But give them the option and they'll do a bit of everything. There we are there, so that is the enclosure all done. So we're just going to break off a piece of cuttlefish, add a bit of cuttlefish, cuttlebone. There's a few bits already broken in here that I can use, so I'll add that. Now, snails absolutely love eating cuttlefish. It's a really good source of calcium, so it helps with the growth of the shells. Might add a little bit of fish food in there for a little bit of protein, don't know yet. But we'll also go and add in some more veg for them. This is just sweetheart cabbage, using up the last before I open any other bags in the fridge. All the veg I use for all my inverts is organic, and pesticide, herbicide, and what's the other one? Fertilizer free. So all the veg I get that I feed to the animals. Prefer to get organic, that way I eat all the organic vegetables. Not because, you know, I've went organic. I mean, don't get us wrong, organic probably it is healthier for you, but I get organic, that way whatever's left after sort of chopping up fruit and veg for cooking, I just give it to the inverts and know it's safe. Obviously I'll give it a bit of a wash first, just in case there's a slight chance of contamination, but for the most part I use organic fruit and veg, and organic fruit and veg for the most part is completely safe. So there we are there. There's the enclosure, and there's the little guys there, all three of them. Just look at the markings on those shells. That is absolutely amazing. They are some absolutely gorgeous, stunning snails. So guys, that is it for today's video. Now I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. I absolutely love snails. I don't know what it is, but my partner, she just suddenly went snail crazy, and now I'm kind of addicted to constantly getting snails as well. But I love them. Absolutely love them. Especially stunning species like the ones we've got in today, and then the tiger snails. Personal opinion, I definitely think the pink lip and the tiger snails are the most stunning of any of the Achatina genus of snails. Haven't seen all the Achatina genus, so like I say, it's my opinion from what I've seen. I definitely think the tiger snails and the pink lips are absolutely stunning. Much more stunning than the Fulica. Now, when it comes to the Fulica, obviously you can get albinos, jades, and normals. Jades are obviously an albino snail. For those that don't know, jades are an albino snail that have a normal shell. Albinos are, or true albinos, are albino snails with albino shells, and then your normal, your bog standard Fulica. But anyways, I've also got some news. We now have stickers. I don't know if you guys can see. So we now have stickers. Whoever buys, let's say, an invert from where at the moment we have Achatina fulica, which are the giant African land snails. We have some albinos and some jades, little babies. Once they get a little bit bigger, we'll be able to sort of ship them out. So we do have some of those available for sale. We also still have some olive millipedes for sale, which is the Teledinopus auti. I've probably just really butchered that, but they are the olive millipedes. They're a semi-arboreal species, and so a little bit of climbing space as well as plenty of space to burrow, because they absolutely love to do both. But we've still got those two available, so whoever decides to want some, just hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, on the Facebook page even, and when you get some, we'll be sending out some of the stickers with your order. Don't know how many stickers will be in the packaging, because we haven't got many, mainly because I've started to, oh, I think that's pointing in the wrong direction. Started to do that with some of my Exoterra enclosures, some of the enclosures that I absolutely love and I know are going to stay like that forever. I've started whacking stickers on, so don't know how many will be sent out in the package. Maximum 2, minimum 1. Either way, any order, you will be getting a sticker. But yeah,
Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.